Hey guys, it's NoNonsenseKnowHow yet again, and this video is going to be 5 tips and techniques that you probably already know if you're a mechanic. If you're new to wrenching, then stay tuned because these might help you out. These are somewhat random and a little bit older, but still useful, and then the outro is some footage that probably should have been in my last video. Here we go. If you've got to get a bolt started in a hard to reach location, go ahead and slip a piece of paper towel or even grease or silicone could work if you put it on there, but this works well. Slip your socket over top and then the bolt will get stuck in there, and you can go ahead and use your extension to reach down there and get that hand started so you don't cross thread the bolt. If you got a really tight bolt that you have one wrench on, can't get it loose, you take another wrench about equal size, maybe a little bit larger if need be, but fit it on there just like that, and then you got double the length to get torque on there. Oldest trick in the book. Here's the proper way to use these turbo sockets or whatever you want to call them, but to avoid having the teeth wear out in here, you really don't want to use an impact gun unless you absolutely have to. So here's the best way I've found to do it. You take your turbo socket, just get it started on here a little bit. Take a breaker bar. This happens to be a Harbor Freight one, but it's been holding up great. Put it on there, start, lower that down. Make sure your wheels are kissing the ground or lock out the brakes if you're doing this up in the air. That's good. And start hitting it and applying pressure gradually as you're hitting it. Now these ones are really on there, so you gotta really whack on this hard, but more hammering, the harder you hit, the harder the pressure, and you want that socket to sink and bite in to the wheel lock. Alright, these ones are really on there, so I'm gonna have other guy here hit it while I step on it, and that's gonna make it a lot easier. Remember, you want to be applying a lot of pressure as you're hitting it. Boom. Just like that. And that keeps your socket, and once you get it loose like that, just a half turn, leave it basically snug, take it and rock it up and down like that, loosen the socket and tighten it, and then boom, there you go. It's off. Now that might seem elementary, but what you're looking for when you remove these, you want single teeth marks on them. You want that to bite in one time. If you use an impact gun and it happens to slip on it, it's gonna wear these teeth out, and this socket's not gonna work like the day it was new. It might still work, but just not as good. Anytime you remove a drive shaft from a vehicle, always use a punch and mark the mating surfaces of the drive shaft, the companion flange or pinion flange, whatever you wanna call it. Another tip here, never try to remove, like these T40 Torques, never try to remove these without heating this first, because these have Loctite on them and you'll strip or break your Torques, especially if it's those little 8mm heads on some of the Fords. If you got big 14mm bolts, you might be able to zip those out, but anything small like this, always use at least a blowtorch. Do not get a cherry red or anything like that, just get it hot enough to break down the thread lock on those, and this will come right out no problem with a little bit of heat. A little bit of heat goes a long way. This last tip is probably in the common sense category. However, when you're replacing any hydraulic hoses, in this case a power steering hose, and you have to do any routing, it's always a good idea to cap the ends with a paper towel, or a lot of time the new lines will actually come with little caps like this, but sometimes they don't fit. But if you get any sand or dirt inside of this, it's going to wreak havoc on, in this case, the power steering pump. And yeah, it might sound self-explanatory that you would do this. However, I've seen people overlook it, and it's certainly not a good habit to be in. Of course, once you get it routed into where it needs to be and you have your clamps in place and you're going to slide the hoses on, just make sure to take that out and not shove it inside the hose, right? You recognize this view from any other videos? Yeah, we're back in the abandoned bank in Trenton. And I realized after I shot that video, I totally forgot to see what's on top of the roof, or if there's an attic. So I came back here one last time, and I'm gonna just jam this in the end. This is just like an outro, I guess we'll call it. But over here, I noticed there's a ladder, so I'll take you up in the attic, and then we'll get on the roof, see if there's any views. Let me set this down real quick, because this is up pretty high. The ladder is a little bit sketch, but it seems to be attached up top pretty good. Pretty good sized attic. We'll jump right back here and take a look, because it's getting dark, so let's pop out this hatch. Camera spun back around. check this out. You could hang out here all day. Let's see how sturdy this floor is. That feels pretty good. Alrighty. So on the south side, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 churches. I don't know why I'm pointing them out. It just seems to stand out. And then up front, we can see it's got some angle iron that was supporting this granite from falling at all. It's got some rehabilitation going on over across the street. Looks pretty stagnant. And so over here is going to be the New Jersey State Prison. And look at this guy's house. He keeps that really nice. This one with the green. That's beautiful. Good job, man. And then back here, this is actually the old Roebling plant. So you get the Roebling lofts down there, the Trenton Punk Rock Flea Market with Art All Night. And funny thing, I got sidetracked because I actually came over here today to go look at this house because it's going up for auction in like a few days. I'm gonna go check that thing out. Hey, look at the pigeons up there. Just chilling out. I do really like this spire. I wonder what's up there. That's not abandoned though. Oh, look, this person could definitely see me. Luckily, they don't see me walking though. They're texting. I'll just keep down low a little bit. You see this whole roof is pitched toward the back, and then it's got these just giant openings. So these are the only gutters on the entire building. And this is great because this snow, if you get snow up here, say you had a foot of snow or whatever the case, the water's still going to be able to flow out. And looking over, there's another view at the old Roebling plant. All that is still abandoned. It's been abandoned for many years. All right, let me get back down there now. Oh yes, and I suppose we should visit the attic. So there's your outside brick wall, and check out the clay walls inside in the interiors. That is freaking cool looking. What's it look like? Oh yeah, you need the light. But I'm not gonna walk across because this just has this mesh screen with some masonry and the rusted steel. And I see a couple holes, but yeah, that is what it looks like up inside of the bank attic. All right, that wraps this video up. This was just a little outro I wanted to shoot. Certainly not worthy of another video. I thought about just doing the YouTube live. Who cares? This is it. This is what the attic looks like with the roof, and I hope to see you again. KZ Guy 2, no nonsense, no how. See ya. Oh yeah, listen to that Jake break.